Rarely do I dive into royal readings. I just don't know why this caught my attention, but it did, so I'm going to do a reading on it. I do not normally do royal readings, so I apologize if you're expecting royal readings all the time. This is just something caught my attention about the relationship between Prince Harry and Prince William. And I can only imagine if we go back to the point where we all know how beautiful and wonderful of a mother Diana was. I mean, you can just see the kindness all over her. And so you can only imagine the loss and devastation of losing your mother when you're a young boy. And not only that, but it cannot be easy to be a child in a royal family. I can only imagine. People might think, well, they've got the life of luxury. I don't really think behind the scenes that really plays out too much. I think that all families have stress regardless, and I think they have additional stress being in the public eye, but that is just an observation that I would make on my own opinion. So if you look at this picture, you can see trouble. You can see it in their emotions. And particularly this scene also. You know, look at this. I mean, you can tell there's an uncomfortable feeling, even with Meghan and Kate. There's just a tenseness there. And you can't hide it, the look on their face. And I always wondered what it would be like for the Queen to have two grandsons, knowing that one is going to be the king eventually, and the other one has to go through all these channels. I mean, Harry wouldn't, according to the rules of succession, the way I understand them, it would be, Charles, it would be passed down to Charles, and then William, and then William's three children, and then only then would it come to Harry. So here you have these grandchildren, and there's one of them that's slated to be a king, and the other one is just a wonderful child. And it makes me wonder, did she treat them differently? And I'm not saying she did, but it would be a question about, they had to grow up with that. And I think that Diana was fully aware that that the older son would be slated for a king, and that what would happen to Harry. I think that, and then of course he happened to be the younger child. He was much younger when Diana passed. And so it feels like this would be a deep hurt already in this relationship. And although losing their mother would have brought the two brothers together because that's all they had, they only had each other. It just is, I don't know, it just seems like this underlying tension. And then, of course, when Harry met Meghan, there was probably more tension there. And when Harry left and came to the United States, we can add to the tension there. So I wanted to check in with the cards and find out mainly what's going on with their relationship at this point. Because it's, it would be hard circumstances to be raised knowing that, that your brother's going to get all the attention, he's going to be the king, and, and then who are you? What is your role? What is Harry's role in this? How would he feel about this? So I'm going to use the tarot cards to find out what's the state of their relationship right now. So the Ace of Wands is kind of the independent. That's kind of a card where each of them is going down their own path, right? The Ace is a 1, and ones go down their own path. It's like they're each going down their own path. And the 6 of Swords. So I feel like William somewhat feels a responsibility here to like watch over Harry. Like he could be like the advice giver, like that older sibling. Like, if he gets in trouble, I'll move him out of trouble, or I'll steer him in the right direction. It feels like that William would take the role of an older sibling that, like, I'll take care of this. If he gets himself in trouble, I'll take care of this. Oh gosh, this is the Three of Wands. This is my card that shows going to a foreign land. And I feel like this is William watching Harry leave. Because this is my entrepreneur and foreign card. And so here he is in the land that he has to stay in. Now that's another thing. He's kind of trapped, isn't he? He can't really live anywhere in the world that he wants, in a sense. If he's going to be the king, his life is slated for him. He doesn't have free will. I wonder how William feels about Harry can just leave. Harry can just leave. He can go live wherever he wants. Never thought about that aspect. But that's coming up in this card. Because I just feel a low energy, like a loss. Like here's his brother leaving. I just feel like there's a loss there. He doesn't know quite what to think. And the Four of Pentacles this looks like the castle back here. Like this feels like a castle back here. And now William feels like he's got to hold everything together. Like he's got to manage the finances. He's got to be all prepared. He's got to focus on being prepared. And then it feels like this is a woman that also is burdened. It could be that Kate maybe also feels a little bit of burdens and tension by this. This is so far focused on William. Here we come to Harry. Harry is the Seven of Swords. So this is what brought Harry. He just finally had enough. This feels like, I don't know, this feels like a castle to me too. And Harry's in the castle and he just doesn't feel like he belongs there. He doesn't feel like, what's his role? What's his role? And this card is looking at, of course, back at the brother, William and his wife. They're going to, their roles are already laid out. His role's not so clean. He has this compassion for helping others and charities and things like that. But as part of the royal family, he knows that all the attention is on the brother. And his attention's there too. But he's like, he feels also like part of his life is stolen away because he doesn't have like that sense of identity of who am I. And so he's focused now. Harry is born September 15th. And that's a 6, which is nurturing and family. And then you also add the month and the day, and that makes him another 6. He's all about children. Like right now, he just wants to raise a family and focus on helping others and children. Like he is really mega focused on children right now. And there's William, who's focused on being a king. So I'm going to ask, are they communicating at all? Are they communicating with each other at all right now? Page of Swords, there's tension. So there is communication, but it's superficial. Maybe there's a email, how are you today? I'm fine. Things like that. It's very superficial. And there's still like a minor type of battle. And I feel like Harry could get defensive in some ways. Like if he feels that William is trying to give him advice, I feel like now Harry as an adult would be resistant to that. I don't think that he would be as open as what he was. This is definitely pain and devastation. And I feel like this could be both brothers, because I feel like William, who was born June 21st, he's a communicator, right? I mean, he should be a communicator. That should be his priority or his gift, is communicating. He's also a 9 for his personality, which made him, in a way, his date of birth was slated for a king, because 9s want to help large groups of people. It also makes him have compassion. Now, the 2 and the 1 makes him business-oriented. The 1 would make him more serious. Whereas Harry, he also has the 1 of the 15th of his day of birth. The 1 makes him independent, but the 5 throws in change and unexpected and unpredictable for his personality. So right now, I would say that the Nine of Swords is more Harry than William. That he is more sensitive than William, and he just doesn't, he feels like the relationship, he doesn't know how to rebuild it. Like how do you rebuild a relationship when, if he goes to that country, technically, you know, his brother could literally be like a ruler over him, so to speak, in, you know, in some ways. I mean, as far as title goes, his brother has a little bit of more authority than he does. And it's just devastating because, you know, that brotherly love takes on a new role when you're an adult than when you're a child. So we'll see, where is this relationship going to go in the future between these brothers? Someone's stepping in here. Strong woman. Oh, I'll bet you this is Diana. Oh, Diana. What does Diana have to say about this? I never thought about checking in with Diana. Diana, I know that you would probably most likely nip this and help these boys through this if you were alive today. I know you would. What do you have to say about this, Diana, about the relationship between your sons? Never thought about Diana coming in. There she is. She's like, these are always going to be my boys. And there's a cape over, I feel like this is the younger boy, Harry, and she wants the boys to get along. And I feel like this could be, even though this looks like a couple, I feel like this could be William the older and Harry. William feels like he's responsible for Harry. And Diana's coming in here and she's saying, William, Harry can handle his own life. Harry needs to be treated always like he can handle his own life. And that, you know, as much as older brothers like to provide guidance, Harry doesn't really need anybody to tell him what to do or tell him he's doing something wrong or anything like that. He just needs a brother that will just unconditionally love him, understanding the dynamics of their relationship with the royal family. And this is Diana as the high priestess, and she's like, there are certain things, the high priestess, there's certain things that cannot be revealed. Like she's like, the boys have all these questions. Like, why didn't the mother tell me? Why didn't the mother tell me this? Why didn't my mother do this or whatever? And she's telling them, there were many things I could not tell you due to the royal protocols. I had to stay silent. I had to stay silent. But she said, all the cards are out on the table now, that you'll be given all the knowledge that you need in order to do your best. Here she comes as a strength again. Strength and strength. She wants to help Harry heal his wounds. And she also said William's wounded also, but William's in a better position in the royal family to function in society. Whereas Harry, she feels like, is he's a little bit lost as far as what's his role going to be in the new country. And so she's coming in as a strong influence, and she's telling Harry, be strong. I know you're wounded. And if I was there, I would be holding your wounds. I would be telling you, you're on the right path, Harry. You're doing the right thing. You have a strength in you that you're not even aware of. And then there's this energy. Here's Diana's energy above Harry. She's in energy form now, but she is holding Harry so tight, and she's saying, you can do this. You're strong. You know, you were put down here for a purpose just like I was, and your purpose is every bit as important as William's. So she said, this upset in the family has to stop. She goes, this hoping, or this tearing apart of this family. She's like, the family has exploded. She's like, yes, the royal family's not perfect. She accepts everything that Harry has done, but she said this explosion of her family, she doesn't like this. She's not happy that all of these factors caused her boys to separate. And she's like, here she is again. She's showing up as this pink ribbon, this pink energy form. And she wants to make sure that Harry travels back across the ocean to spend time with those that he cares about. You know, you don't have to live across the ocean, but travel back. Travel back. And then she shows all the storm clouds. Travel back, come to a point of forgiveness, make up, and realize, Harry, that it's not William's fault that he was born first. You can't blame him for being the king. William didn't ask to be born first. And she's indicating that William's role is he doesn't have freedom. And William looks at you, Harry, like you have freedom. You can just up and go anywhere you want. So there's a jealousy on both sides. And she's like, stop that. She stopped that. You both came down onto the planet. You didn't choose. I put you on there, and I have high hopes for both of you. And I don't care what role you're in, as long as you love. As long as you love, I don't care the role that you play. She's saying to William, I know that your path is going to be difficult, and I understand that there's many things that you'd like to do that you cannot do because of the protocols. And she's like, but you can function just as I did. I was able to find happiness even with all of the rules. Oh, there's William. Even with the king, she goes, I found happiness until I couldn't, the circumstances took me away from the royal family also. And she said, I know that you would have understood if I would have stayed on the planet, William, you would have understood why I had to do what I did, why my life went the way that it did. And she said, you kind of have to play your life by the books, and you're in the public stature, but you're going to make a great king. You're going to make a great king. And Harry is also going to be successful in his own way. And also, this comes up as the queen, and I feel like this could be both William and Meghan. She could be saying, both of you married incredibly strong women, and you need to honor these women for who they are. And she really just wants her boys to mend the relationship. She wants to end this fighting, this battle between them. She said, if I would come down there, this would be nipped. This would be nipped. We would sit down, the three of us, and then we would sit down with the wives. But we would sit down and we would communicate this all out, put all of our feelings out, put this to rest. We would put this to rest, and then I can rest in peace. I will rest in peace, but I'm still going to carry my information and impress upon you, that to seek happiness, to seek love, to put love and happiness above everything. And her message is that to even William, put your own happiness above all else, and you can achieve that. And she's like, I am in a happy space. I'm not happy that I had to leave my sons, but I am, as you say, resting in peace, happy on the other side. However, here's my sword, which is my thinking mind and my personal view, and I will always love my boys, and I will always impress upon them. I will always be communicating with them. I will never not be communicating with them on the other side. We are a happy family. She wants her boys to know that family, the two of you, and now the women you've married, your family. And she's like, get together, mend everything that you need to mend, and be a family and focus on love. Thank you for being a part of my channel.